She ready? Look.
Listen.
Taylor.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 101 of Look, Listen with Geese and Guyera, a podcast about Pokemon and other things. Geese says, sorry, guys, can't make it. I'm busy surfing with Grandma. And then 5 seconds ago, she says, hey, you broski's recording because my plans changed. So.
I'm saying Geese, it's so much more fun when you're here. Geese, tell your grandma, this is for her. This is a podcast for the grandmas.
Look, and her grandson. Yes, Taylor? Geese?
Geese? Yes, Geese?
Did I just watch the episode, 5 minutes ago on time feed? Yes.
Nobody heard that. You both talked at the same time. Welcome, everybody. Hey, guys, what's going on? Now then, in this podcast, we talk about all sorts of stuff, what we've been watching, what we've been eating, what we've been listening to, what we've been eating, more importantly. Also, then...
Some goofs.
Yeah, what?
Some goofing. Some goofing.
And we talk about an episode of Pokémon Horizons. But first, before anything, Geese Peep, please let us know what's new with Geese.
What's geesing with the geese?
That's a new segment we have.
I literally just got back from the beach.
Beach?
I've been shelling as I am wont to do. Yesterday I found this shell. Oh God.
You can't say the word nay and then say as I'm wont to do.
Yeah, like it's the 1800s.
Yeah.
Geese Peep, for audio listeners, Taylor is looking at Geese Peep holding up a conch shell. Is that correct? Conch?
Yeah, I think it's a horse conch.
But it is a shell.
Conch?
Conch.
It's not a conch shell?
Conch.
I don't know. Conch?
Write and looklistencast@gmail.com. Is it conch or is it conch?
Conch if you love shelling.
Yep. It's a good shell. And she was holding it for such a long time. Very impressive.
Can you hear the ocean when you hold it up to your ear?
Of course you can. Geese Peep, is there more to what's new with Geese, or are we ready to move on to watching, playing, eating of the week? Take your time, Geese.
I will, and the answer is no.
No, we're not prepared to move on to Lookin, Playing, Watching of the week?
I forgot the question.
No, as in I don't have anything else to say.
We'll move on to watching, playing, eating of the week. Geese Peep, you're going to be thrilled. I watched a hockey movie, and wasn't it great? Wasn't it emotional? You're laughing, you're crying the whole time. That's right, Inside Out 2. Through and through, this is a hockey movie. It is all about a girl playing hockey. So, yes. If you like hockey, what, Taylor?
I'm so happy they made a hockey movie outside of the Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, it's a big-time hockey movie.
Wow.
If you like hitting pucks with sticks, scoring goals, thinking about hockey, dreaming about hockey, Inside Out 2 is for you. It's so funny, these Pixar. I mean, there's a lot of Pixar movies I haven't seen lately in the past few years, but God, they're just so good at making you cry. I don't know how they do it. They got the team of engineers.
Every single time. I feel the exact same way. I'm always sitting there and I'm like, man, what a fun movie. And then out of nowhere, I'm like, oh, I'm weeping.
Yeah, but it's fun. You'll have a good time, guys. Everybody go watch Inside Out 2. I watched it in 3D.
Ooh.
How's 3D these days over at Disney?
Third dimension. It was fun. I like it. It's one of those things where since I'm paying for the AMC A-list, pretty much, unless I'm forced not to, I'm always thinking, all right, what am I doing? IMAX, 3D, Dolby, big old... Or, what was it? Blair Witch. Blair Witch.
Very interesting you mentioned that, because I was going to bring it up later in reference to this week's Pokemon.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. And then also for movie watching, I went to the famous New Beverly Theater. That's right. A reason to live in Los Angeles. What a good place to go. These people that run this theater care so much about the art of film. And you're just surrounded by all these incredible pieces of art from all over the world. These Japanese posters for all these movies. I went for Hong Kong cinema of the late 80s and early 90s day. And oh boy, was it a good time. I watched a movie called A Tale from the East and The Occupant. And Hong Kong movies are very interesting because they just blend so many genres. You got horror and scary paranormal ghost stuff with just absolute slapstick comedy. It's all over the place. But it's very fun. For the previews, for the trailers, they play appropriate trailers for what you would have seen at the time for the movies you're watching. And
so sick.
The second trailer they played, I had to walk up to the guy after the double feature was over and say, what was that movie? And it was called Chinese Ghost Stories 3. And I gotta watch Chinese Ghost Stories 3. It looks like the most fun movie I've ever seen. Just a bunch of people in all these costumes flying around. It just looks like an anime. Just this 80s, 90s movie. They're powering up and like growing fingernails and they're flying. Oh my God, it's crazy. That's a crazy thing I saw.
Wasn't Michelle Yeoh in a lot of Hong Kong cinema during that time?
Probably. Chow Yun-fat, I think, is that right? Also played about 5 seconds of Shadow of the Erdtree. Taylor will talk more about that later. But I just gotta say how funny it is. I haven't played that game, Elden Ring, since I'd platinumed it years ago or what have you. I turned it on, go to the Erdtree level world, die to the first enemy, and I'm just laughing. I'm just having a time.
Yeah.
Also ate some blueberry roti. Very tasty. Yum, yum, yum. It was in Little Tokyo, because all I want is the same little blueberry cream cheese sandwich I ate all over Japan. It's sold in all the 7-Elevens. It's so good, but nobody here sells it. They'll sell you a strawberry sandwich, and they'll sell you a mixed fruit sandwich, but not a blueberry sandwich. So I'm asking around saying, where can I get a blueberry sandwich? And this one girl at Yamazaki Bakery said, why don't you go to Cafe Dolce? They may have it. And I went there, and they had a blueberry roti, which is like kind of a soft bread full of blueberries. It was good. I liked it.
What's blueberry in Japanese?
Blueberry.
Nice.
Actually. Taylor.
Yes.
Can you tell Geese it's time for her to begin her watching, playing, eating with the Oilers?
And now on to Geese. What have you been watching, playing, eating, Geese?
Last night was Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals.
Oh my God, we're in Game 6.
We did win.
Yes! We did!
You won the whole thing? You won the whole thing?
No. The last game is Monday, and whoever wins it wins the cup.
Oh my God! They
brought it back.
They didn't believe we could do it, but we pulled
a reverse sweep.
Yep,
it's the Mewtwo King.
I don't understand that reference.
It's a melee, baby.
Don't worry about it. It's a reverse sweep, Geese. You know what that is.
Geese. Anything else to add, Geese Peep?
It was just an exciting game. That's all I have to say. The Oilers did a good job.
Wow, you sound so excited for that.
Okay.
Taylor, is it time to move on to your watching, playing, eating of the week?
I think it is. Because I finished a K-drama called An Irregular Family, I believe is what it's called.
Are you about to bring up something you discussed 3 months ago?
No, because for the first time. Finally, they've broken away from the theme of, oh man, people with money are bad and, the class divide is awful. Don't worry, you can be happy if you have money. They lost that entirely. It is about a very rich family, but it's about a family that has superpowers.
Oh, finally. That's what I've been.
It's just the weirdest thing because I couldn't tell for a very long time if it was a bunch of people having hallucinations, but one of them can read minds. One of them's like dream clairvoyant. One of them can fly. And one of them can inconsistently travel to the past. And it's just this, I don't know, it's such an interesting premise. And the way it's executed is so weird. Like they clearly gave them a big budget to work with. And it's just great. Everybody should go watch it. Very unique show.
Can you say the name of the program once more?
It's either an irregular family or an atypical family.
A family that's not normal. And the films I watched were A Tale from the East and The Occupant. Taylor, what about video games or food this week, would you like to say to the Clambos this week?
So, I love Bloodborne. I have really wanted to play Bloodborne. And luckily, I forgot about Shadow of the Erdtree dropping. So I download it, I start playing it, I'm having a blast. I too have not played it since getting the platinum close to release. And I finally beat the first boss. I think I'm at level 140 something, but I don't think levels matter too much.
Now, yes, Taylor, I was going to ask, isn't in the DLC you have to focus on going to all these places to get new items that power you up only in the DLC area?
Yes, I believe
Pieces
that's how it
of
works.
Branch or something?
It's really good because it gives you a lot of flexibility without relying on, you can play the DLC pretty much whenever, is my understanding.
You have to beat Moog. You got to go real
you
deep.
You have to meet the entry requirements, but it doesn't matter if you're at like 250 or 170 or 120. You're going to have a comparable experience, I think.
Yeah, Miyazaki-san said you can't be over-leveled for this, so don't worry.
Okay. Yeah, so that, I think, is the best way they could have done it for a DLC releasing this far, and for that expansive a game, because I was having a lot of consternation regarding my entry point. If I should just start a new character and play the whole game again, or if I could just hop right in, so I just hopped right in. It's cool.
A lot of people did do that. A lot of people restarted.
A lot of frame rate issues.
Oh, no.
Nah.
I do feel bad because I launched it and I thought, oh, Elden Ring doesn't look as good as I thought it did. But it's fine. I'm sure it's a fun video game.
I thought that you were going to say, I love blood, and then end it there. And I was really excited about that conversation we were going to have.
Blood and violence. I did watch a movie. I did watch another movie called Blood Sea. It was very... I'm not going to really recommend that to anybody who's watching this.
Family podcast.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
Families have blood.
That's true. The blood thicker than water, some may say. Taylor, would you like to add more to video games or eating this week?
Nah, I think I'm good.
Wow, he's tapped out. All right, I guess that means we're moving on to Pokémon News. of the week. Now, this actually bit of information isn't helpful to anyone, but as we speak, Cyndaquil Community Day happening. Get your shiny Cyndaquils. Well, don't, because this is the past, the future. They're already gone. I'm sorry, but one for Hisui and Typhlosion. But in actual Poké News of the week, Sarah B reports that the Pokemon Go 8th anniversary party event has been revealed. It runs from June 28th at 10 a.m. to July 3rd at 8 p.m. local time. It adds Party Hat, Grimer, and Muck into the game, alongside paid Meltan Timed and Shiny Celebi Masterwork Research. Now, if you already have a Shiny Celebi from Go, like myself, you can't get another Shiny Celebi. But if you didn't get it last time, here you go. Get yourself a Shiny Celebi.
How much does that cost to get Celebi?
I think they're normally like $5 or something. $5.99. And that is Poké News of the Week. Thank you very much, Joe Sarabi.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you so much. Guys, we're missing something because we've arrived at an episode of Pokemon way earlier than normal. What did we miss?
Well, we're in a hurry.
Taylor, can you real quick talk about milk frothers before I move on to the episode of Pokemon?
I've been trying to find a good milk frother. I've used so many different things. I've done the goofball French press pump up and down. I've done the little spinny doodads. I've done the wands. I don't know. It's just weird. Anybody have a milk frother? Can guide me here?
It's weird. If you have a milk frother, email Gmail. That's right. looklistencast@gmail.com.
You got to look at the Consumer Report ratings of milk frothers.
I haven't looked at a Consumer Report in such a long time.
My father has an account.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good.
Geese B, please tell us the name of this week's episode of Pokemon in English. And before you do that, Taylor, what happened last time on Pokes?
The grand return of Wattrel to the show in a large capacity, and an even larger capacity as he turns into Kilowattrel.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Geese B, please take it away.
Hattena and the things beyond this world.
Ooh. Or in Japanese, Miburimu to kono yo narazaru mono. Taylor, what is the synopsis of this episode? Please, this week, please, go ahead.
Do we have another Guardians of the Forest situation on our hands? I don't know. We'll just have to see.
We'll just see. We'll have to see about that. Clambos, we're in the forest. That's right, the big spooky forest One of you has got to help me out here because they're talking about Roy. He needs to meet Annihilate because somebody told him about him. Are they talking about Rhyme, the gym leader Rhyme? Did she say, young boy, go in the forest and find a spooky ghost?
That's the only thing that makes sense.
Okay, so that's what's going on. Sure. Everybody wants to see this Pokemon, though, not just Roy, because Dot's saying this would be a great subject for a Neato Thing video. Gotta get it on camera.
Yeah. I was already rolling my eyes at Dot so hard. I haven't let it go from last episode where she was giving everybody such a hard time and then she didn't even start recording.
Ooh. Liko is interested in this Pokemon as well, mainly because she could write a big old report on it, which I don't know if she does. Does she? I don't remember her picking up a pencil, so...
They do this kind of weird thing for the past few episodes. I do like that the kids are all saying, "Hey, we got to do our reports for school," because that's great. But then they don't really, do the reports for school.
They're probably doing it when the camera's not on them.
But they're thinking about it, and that's the important thing.
Yeah, they got their anxiety going, just like Inside Out 2 in theaters now. Fuecoco trips over a stick, and a Shroodle appears.
10 seconds in and he's already stealing the show.
Yeah.
Is that the first Pokemon of the lizard guy?
He evolves into a Grafai, which is not meerkat. What is he? Grafai is this goofy looking tree climbing little monkey lemur. I like Pokemon, I'm not big on animals. But look up Grafai, you'll see what kind of little tree creature he is.
Look, is he supposed to look like an eye?
Yeah, an eye. Grafai. It's right in the name. It's right in the name.
Eye?
Guys, I was talking yesterday with people about Fuecoco. Apparently, our baby infant child, Fuecoco, the cutest boy in the world.
Yeah.
Apparently, they gave him a disgusting voice actor in English. And there are people out there who are saying they hate Fuecoco because his voice is just some old gurgly man. And I said,
just imagine an 80-year-old whiskey drinking, chain smoking voice actor.
Fuecoco. Yeah, so instead of Huggies, it's Fuecoco.
How do you do that?
Yeah. Just watching Japanese, that's your solution to your problem.
Yep.
Okay, Nimble hops on by, and then Liko scares some Rookity. Hattena Geese, she senses something. Not unlike every other episode of because she can sense all feelings in all directions.
But only once it's convenient to the plot.
Yeah.
Geese, she senses something in the spooky section of the forest. So, great. Wonderful. We're in this nice area now, but no, we got to go in the spooky section, all because Hattena feels something. And then we get the intro song. We come back from the theme song. Who pops out of the bushes, Geese?
Doppelgangers.
The funniest thing to me, and I wrote down a note later, I can't keep it in, they just don't address that.
Well, they do.
Not really.
It's related to the plot because there's a case of mistaken identity. Spoilers coming up later.
They address the fact that they look alike. They don't address how strange that is.
That is very odd, yes. So, 3 children and their Pokemon jump out of the bushes. We learn that these children are also students of Naranja Academy. They look near identical to Liko, Roy, and Dot. And they also have Pokemon that are near identical in the sense that you've got a tall, standing grass type, Roserade. You have a little duck, water type ducklet, and you have a Unnovan Darumaka, so another tiny fire type Pokemon. Just absolute echoes of them. Luckily, Hattena heals all their wounds because they're all scratched up. They're so relieved, Clambos, because they're safe from it. What could they be talking about?
I thought the forest was creating an illusion. I thought 100% you don't have this level of similarity without there being something supernatural.
Yeah, you would hope. You would certainly hope.
That would make sense.
I wrote so mysterious, but when I read it, it looked like it said Sony Mysterious. Okay, and then I also wrote a little joke to myself, just for me. they said they got lost in the woods, and I'm looking at the little lost woods, and I'm saying, Lost Woods is right. Am I right? Legend of Zelda looks like the Lost Woods. Look at that.
Oh, that's funny.
Or 2016 Blair Witch is what I thought when
Ooh.
the doppelgangers came out. I was like, it's them in the future.
And they're in the future.
Yeah.
They just look kind of like themselves in the future, but all right. We get a little flashback of a spooky tree in there and those kids, and one of them rips a bag, and so they rip a vine off of a tree to repair their bag, and then a bunch of Mankeys get upset, or an evil ghost, or something. It's something not of this world. Oh, my God. But Liko, Roy, and Dot don't care. They say, oh, that sounds sick. Yeah, we're looking for that ghost. Yeah, show us the way.
Sounds like just what I ordered.
Yep.
Compared to Rayquaza.
Yeah, I was going to say Rayquaza.
Like,
yeah.
Nothing. You know?
Yeah, Geese brings up a good point. And what I was talking about last week about ghosts. Just get used to them. They're normal. Don't worry about them. It's not a big deal. These new children can't believe that Liko, Roy, and Dot are unfazed by their warnings. And they just go right on ahead into the spooky forest. Ooh.
Which I think is what happened in 2016 Blair Witch.
So they ripped off 2016 Blair Witch.
100%.
Well, let's go do a report. And the other kids run off scared. Don't do it! They, I'm sure, are yelling as they run away. Immediately, Clambos had become so foggy, and we hear some Silent Hill screams. Oh, no, it's just Mankeys. It's not demons or ghosts.
That was very frightening when that was going on.
The Mankeys?
Mm-hmm.
That's another one. I don't think they're putting those screams in the English because it is legitimately a scary sound that they produce.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I
was just thinking, man, the ghost episodes are terrifying.
Yeah. Now, these Mankey primate, they're always getting upset. You guys know. But these Mankey are behaving a bit strangely. Interesting. What are they running away from? Taylor, we hear more screams. We see more wind. And a quick pause in the discussion there, going through the synopsis. Maybe that wind from yesterday wasn't Annihilate? I'm not, because they don't make it super clear.
I don't know, because it feels like they're glazing over some details.
Yeah, it's probably disregard, last week. Sorry. Probably nothing.
Maybe just spooky wind.
Yeah, maybe just spooky wind.
Yeah.
So Annihilate is in the trees and he jumps down. He approaches the kids. Oh my God, what a scary giant monkey.
With the sickest Pokedex entry in the world.
Oh yeah. It's very good.
I have a question.
Yes, Geese Capeep, go ahead.
Yes, Geese.
Does Mankey only evolve into that in Paldea?
Primeape evolves into Annihilate in Paldea. I mean, if you want to get canonically, he could maybe evolve in other places, but he was introduced in Generation 9. Primeape has to use Rage Fist, I think, 20 times, and then level up to evolve into Annihilate, and he just has never learned Rage Fist before in other generations. The evolution methods get weird in some of these games. But
in Pokemon Go, you just have to defeat, Psychic and Ghost types or something?
That sounds right. By the way, this Annihilate is so much bigger than I pictured him. I love my boy Annihilate, but he's so huge compared to these other little baby monkeys. Oh my!
I always assumed it was enormous.
Oh, he's so huge. Annihilate attacks the children, and the animations are scary. I'm worried about the children. They're not.
They look
safe.
Nice. They're good.
And so the kids fight back. Taylor, water gun, magical leaf. I'm sure you can figure out which Pokemon used those moves. And if you
Fuecoco did both of them.
No, it was Florigato with the magical leaf and little Quaxley with the water gun.
My favorite move is also used during this altercation.
Oh, dodge it?
Yep.
So we get a cool, spooky remix song, by the way. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but it's a normal song they use, but during this battle, they made it all sick and spooky.
I did notice that.
They actually went kind of crazy with the soundtrack this episode and reusing old songs.
They misplaced one of them. But
they misplaced one. We'll get to it when we get to it. We don't want to jump ahead, but let's just say, isn't that the second season opening song? And they're whining the whole time?
Yeah, for making a ladder.
Yeah,
Spoiler.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Fuecoco, use flame charge! Run away! Who's running away? Oh, the kids are running away. Hattena then senses something. What else is new? Hattena, come on. You're sensing a lot these days. What's going on with you, Hattena?
Just so I'm shocked that maybe Hattena's growing, I guess, as a Pokemon, getting more able to handle its powers. But I'm looking at Hattena, remembering how much it freaks out anytime Lico's a little bit worried. And I'm looking at the embodiment of fury standing across from it in the woods, and Hattena's just like,
Yeah, she's growing up. Our little girl's growing up. Finally, the kids make it to a river. Nothing more safe than a river. Geese Peep already knows. It's my favorite thing these episodes ever do. That's right, a real zoomed out, low-res shot where they draw these little Pokemon at about 2 baby pixels. Oh, it's so good. Oh, I love that art. Then we hear some more screaming Mankeys, and the kids decide to follow the sound. Why are they? I'm actually confused, because the entire idea was to find the Annihilate. They found it, but then they ran away. So why are they following the Mankeys now?
I don't know why they ran away when they were winning.
What's the plan?
That is consistent with a lot of horror movies, though.
I think to regroup and assess things.
Yeah, we'll regroup and assess and follow these Mankeys. Guys, these Mankeys are so upset because, as you'll recall, that girl who was with the doppelgangers tore up their favorite vine to fix her bag, and they're just so upset about it. The kids arrive at the exact same tree she did it. We see Primeape here, in addition to the Mankeys, of course. Very important to note. Primeape and Mankeys.
Imagine tearing the one vine in the whole forest that they were using.
Yeah, just the one important vine. That's crazy. What? Maybe she's actually evil.
That's what I'm thinking.
She planned to ruin these monkeys' day.
Wow.
Because they're the versions of Liko, Dot, and Roy that have been trapped in the forest for decades or whatever.
Exactly. The Mankey, the Primapes, they're starving. All because of this one little girl. Now, here's what I write. And I promise I wrote this before the episode revealed it. Like is want to do, is the phrase in English.
Nay.
Hitherto forth, I wonder if the Mankey think that Liko, Dot, and Roy are the same people that ruined their vine. I wonder if that's what's gonna
I also wrote that before.
Everybody thinks that except for the humans in the episode. Everybody thinks that they're unnaturally similar.
Yeah, but then Dot or somebody says, oh, look, and here's a diagram for the children. Look, we look identical. They must think we're them. And I think they even show, don't they give like Fuecoco a cute little stance to do in the little demonstration? And the Mankeys start throwing rocks at him, and the Primapes are out for blood. Quaxley, use liquidation. Fuecoco, disarming voice. Florigato, quick attack. In all this commotion, Terapagos wants to see what's going on. Geese?
He looks so cute when he's walking around in his little bag carrier.
Oh my god. I knew he had the little leg holes, but I didn't know he could actually walk around in it.
So cute.
Geese, as soon as little Terapagos sticks his head out of the bag, what happens?
A rock comes hurling towards his face.
Oh my god, that Mankey's gonna destroy the Terapagos. But luckily, Hattena uses her psychic power to stop the rock.
I was cracking up so much because I thought for sure the writers were gonna, because they made Liko say, oh wow, great job, Hattena, you really saved the day. Meanwhile, Florigato's been fighting the horde of Annihilates the entire time, and Hattena just stopped a pebble. I thought there was going to be some kind of glare or something.
Florigato knocked out 27 Mankey. They should have added a jealous little glance. That's a good point. Oh my god, Annihilate is back and he's angrier than ever. Commercial break. Oh gosh, they're never going to survive. We come back from the commercial break and the Mankeys move out of the way for the Annihilate. Do they respect this Annihilate? Do they fear this Annihilate? Do they look up to him as ruler of the jungles?
Guardian deity?
Guardian deity.
Who's to say?
Who's to say? The Annihilate attacks and the Paldean starters attack back to destroy his shadow balls. Oh god, but here's the bad thing, guys. Maybe this happens later, but you can't fight an Annihilate as if it's a turn-based RPG. It just doesn't work.
That's fine.
Because they were going one at a time, and it wasn't effective.
Yeah.
So then the kids say, guys, we got to attack at the same time.
Yeah.
That's the only way to defeat this evil ghost.
Like a Steven Seagal movie is what they
exactly
were
like a Steven Seagal movie. Everybody's scuffling and all throwing back. What does that mean? Stopping tantrum, liquidation, magical leaf, flamethrower, water gun. Oh my God.
No, magical leaf, Florigano, what are you doing?
Just 2 magical leaves, one by yourself and one all together.
Yeah, one real good one.
Yeah, but Annihilate's so strong. He flexes his arm and it gets so huge. And then Hattena runs off, as always.
She senses something, guys.
She hears those mankeys still crying over the cut vine. And honestly,
I would be too.
You'd be crying if you didn't have your food?
It's just ridiculous. It's still, it can't be unintentional. It can't be accidental.
Somebody cuts a vine and somehow just locks your refrigerator and you can't open it anymore.
Oh my God. I would be losing it. I'm surprised Fuecoco's holding it together as well as he is.
Oh, yeah. He must have ate a big breakfast or something.
Had to have.
Now, at this point, much like Taylor said, Florigato should have been giving a little side glance. To be honest, the girl's got the whole team on her back, holding off Annihilate. As Annihilate accidentally blows up an entire pile of mankeys. Several piles of mankeys, honestly. They're all flying.
I was confused because I thought that was intentional.
I think it was just a big old scuffle and he didn't really notice what was going on.
Yeah. I think it was just some friendly fire.
Okay.
Some friendly fire. But then that upsets the mankeys. Then all the mankeys start to fight and all the primates start to fight. And Hattena at this point is explaining that the tree across the river is full of berries. The mankeys can't cross anymore. That's the problem. It's me.
On account of the vine got cut by who knows?
But in good news, the fog is gone. I don't know what caused the fog to leave, but it's not here.
Guardian of the forest.
Cool.
Yep.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Roy cracked me up because, much like Taylor, he said, oh, man. They can't get to their food. I can relate to how upset they are. So now, while the mankeys and the Annihilates are busy fighting, the kids work together to build a bridge of vines and sticks.
With the best music.
I thought that I had another tab open and it just started playing another episode.
It was so misplaced. That's what happens at the end of an episode, like the title credits are rolling as the kids are getting together to fight Rayquaza. That's when you play that song, not when you're building the ladder.
You have to earn the theme song. But am I crazy or is not even the current theme song? Isn't it the theme song from season 2 where they're whining the whole time?
That's last season, right?
Because
this one's we gather together, let's go. Something like that.
That being said, I really enjoyed this little sequence. I thought it was really cute.
It wasn't a PowerPoint. I'll give them that.
No, it was a cute sequence. I would have chose a different song, but I mean, somebody's probably excited to listen to the theme song again, I guess.
It was also kind of interesting that it didn't take until dusk. I thought 100% this is taken until the evening because that's a considerable amount of work.
Yeah, well, all the Pokemon are working together. And Geese Beep, did you see little Tink-a-Tink?
Yeah, she's little hammering the little posts.
She was helping. Very cute. And Hattena also being very helpful, using her psychic abilities to tie some vines into knots. And Kilowattrel saving the day, flies the big giant vine wood rope bridge across with Roy, across the river.
And Fuecoco.
And then a very happy Hattena explains to the monkeys that life is good now. I don't know what that sentence means. That's what I wrote. Who knows what I was thinking when I wrote that.
Yeah.
That's good now. All the monkeys start to cross, and they just do a bunch of Donkey Kong noises for a while.
I really thought they were going to break the ladder.
Me too. But apparently, these 3 kids and their Pokemon made one sturdy rope bridge.
Dang.
Ladder on its side.
And
Yes.
I'm surprised all of them weren't doing the little monkey bar climb.
Yeah, they're monkeys. Little
Yep.
monkeys, little primates, little nihilants. But everybody's just so happy. Way to go, Hattena. You saved the day. And Geese, Hattena, she starts to glow a little bit. What is happening?
Yeah, Liko also comments on that, and she's like, "Are you?" and just trails off.
I was
Are you?
I was very surprised. I didn't think they would address that later. I thought they were going to do the same thing with the doppelgangers, where they're just like, yeah. The writers were like, don't worry about it.
No, but spoilers, but whew. Spoilers, but who? I believe that Liko would have said more, but she's interrupted by the Mankeys and the Primates and the Annihilapes getting too excited about their food, causing an earthquake.
Huge missed opportunity. Massive missed opportunity by the artist to not include Fuecoco stomping on the ground with them.
Well, they didn't want Fuecoco to look like an absolute fool.
I guess.
Causes a rock slide, which causes a giant boulder to fly down a mountain and crash down onto all the monkeys, and they all go flying into the air, land, and then begin fighting with amongst each other once again.
I thought they were donezo.
Me too.
Yeah, it's Pokemon. They're fine.
The boulder left a bullet hole in the tree.
Yeah.
I
they're
love
strong.
the animation of the kids' faces when they see this happen, and they are in shock.
Oh, it's a great screenshot because it's like finally an appropriate reaction.
These primates get so angry fighting each other that they just go ahead and evolve straight into Annihilate. We get such a Looney Tunes fight and song going at this point. Oh my god, this goes on for days, honestly. The kids then just run away from all the commotion. Hattena then walks off from them.
Commotion.
There's a lot of commotion this week.
A lot of commotion, yeah.
Don't shake your head, Geese. At
Do
me
you
for audio
think?
listeners.
Do you think Annihilate is based on Saiyan logic of getting real mad and evolving?
Yeah, it's based off of Saiyan logic. For audio listeners, Geese then did the Sonic the Hedgehog "No way" with her fingers. Hattena walks through a sea of knocked out Mankeys and just starts talking.
This.
She just starts talking to the three fighting Annihilate. It's very cute.
It's very good.
Geese Peep,
Hmm?
what does Hattena do to calm these Annihilate down?
She first evolves
Into Hatchram.
Hatchram, and then shoots energy beams at them.
I was laughing so much while I was watching this show because Hattena, the most sensitive Pokemon, just known for like soothing everybody and everything, and it was like, oh, this one can silence emotions, and I was like, oh, she's gonna quell the anger of the Annihilates. Just knocks them out.
Yeah.
Very funny.
See, the Pokedex says about Hatchram that she can silence any strong emotion, so Hatchram then proceeds to just attack them all. They're all knocked out. She's so powerful, but she is nice enough to heal them after she knocks them out.
Yeah.
So, Hatchram's still nice. Unlike Hatterin, the final evolution, which I think we saw her in an episode, some Pokemon anime. I don't think she's as nice. Hatterin. But this is Hattrem, middle evolution. We cut to dusk. Yes, Taylor, it's everybody's favorite time of the week.
End of the episode. Hat rim.
Hattrem.
Like a rim.
Hatterim. Everybody is eating all the Mankey berries. All the Mankeys, all the protagonists. Geese. Once again, Dot didn't film anything. She didn't film the beatdown by Hattrem. Would have been great for the report. She didn't film any evolution. We have so many evolutions. She didn't film one of them.
So many things happened.
Guys, I'm a fan of evolutions, but we're getting a lot of evolutions lately.
I kind of like that because it shows that all of the Pokemon outside of the Annihilate ones from this episode, all the Pokemon are evolving and are like their levels are equivalent.
That's a good point because when you're playing, let's say you're playing through a Pokemon game, you got a bunch of Pokemon. About the same time, you're probably going to get Pokes evolving. You know, like level 16, level 18, level 36, what have you.
Exactly.
Geese, Hatchram, even though she evolved, she's still snuggling with Terapagos, and it's very cute.
Oh, it's so cute.
And at this point, all the kids give these little inspirational outros. But Hatchram, Geese, she's too big to fit in Liko's little hoodie. Because little Hattena used to just hang out in there because it was tiny. She's just a little thing. She's a little baby. But Hatchram's too big, so now she's got to walk around with everybody else like a big girl.
I hope the solution to this is to make another backpack like Terapagos has and make Florigato carry it around.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be good. That'd be so good. Poor Florigato. Or you got to carry around this teenager. No, they wouldn't do that. She's not a baby anymore. And now it's time for us to head back to Naranja Academy. To be continued. Geese, please tell us this week's Professor Frito's Seminar of the Week.
Today's Pokemon is the Rage Monkey Pokemon, Annihilate, which requires a certain kind of energy in order to evolve. Is it A, kindness, B, rage, or C, sadness?
B, rage.
Good job. Yes, it's rage.
I was waiting for the yes.
When it evolves, it gains Ghost type, and as a result, it gains the power beyond the limits of flesh.
Ooh, jeez.
And then we get a cute animation of a Pichu playing with a Togepi, and what's the other one?
A Cleffa.
A Cleffa. They're playing catch with the berry, and the
So
Annihilate comes and grabs the berry, and then Cap gets really mad.
I think Captain Pikachu is terrified, but the babies are fine. They do a little la la la, and they do a little flower background. And I think there's actually some lore to that. There's a very famous Pokemon card that is those three little babies as a GX, and it's supposed to be really powerful. And they had, years ago, you guys should look this up because it's really interesting. Years ago, they had this promotion where it was these babies, but they were just super huge, like the size of mountains, like walking across the land, scaring people.
That's so sick.
What's a GX?
It's just a powerful type of card. There's EXs, GXs. Typically in the card game, a GX or an EX would be significantly more powerful than a normal Pokemon, but if an EX is knocked out, your opponent would take 2 prize cards instead of 1. So it kind of tries to balance it out. Guys, it's time for us to discuss what we thought of this episode. And I don't think I can start because this is another one of those where I'm not sure how I feel about it.
Same.
It's a weird one. It's not terrible. It's not great. Taylor, you say you don't know how to feel about it either?
I know I enjoyed it more than I should have. Like when I was watching it, I was like, oh, this is fun. But I kept thinking, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense.
Geese Beep, do you have an opinion on this week's episode? Score, thoughts?
Let's start it with Geese.
I thought it went by really quick, but that could be because I was watching it in 2x speed.
No, it went by quick. It was a quick episode.
Yeah, real snappy.
I thought there was some good animations. I think the Annihilate fighting sequences were good. I really liked the montage of them building the bridge. I feel like it was a little soon for Hattena to evolve because we just got a Kilowatt roll, but I guess it makes sense. But I think overall I like this episode.
What's your score of the week out of 10?
Like 8?
Wow, that's higher than most episodes. She gives it an 8.
Wow.
Taylor, what's your score of the week?
So I enjoyed it a lot. I just don't understand. I don't understand why they didn't address the doppelgangers.
They did address the doppelganger.
They just have these mirror images, and then they just are like, yeah, well, okay, that happens.
Taylor, this is what happened. They're writing the script. Somebody writes, oh, the kids are mistaken for another group of kids. So then they have to write a bunch of kids that look kind of similar to them. That's how the episode was written. So that's the address. The kids, the doppelgangers were created to have Mankeys mistake them for someone else. Yes, Geese.
Yes, Geese?
I don't think the kids are super introspective when it comes to thinking about, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys are talking about because they said, oh, those kids look like us. Also, they didn't even give the kids names, so they're not important.
Yeah.
He's talking about they didn't address, they didn't bring up the fact that, that's kind of weird that these kids look just like us.
It's just a coincidence. It's not deeper than that. It's just to have that one part where they say, oh, the Mankeys think we're the other kids. It's not deep at all.
Should have just had them wearing the same hat or something, and the Mankeys stared at the hat.
Mankeys do like hats. There is a precedent for Mankeys and hats. So you'll recall from the movie. Do you guys think the first big movie we get, Ash is going to appear?
Yes.
Say hello to Liko?
Either that or it's going to be a Terrapagos thing.
I don't think so.
Geese doesn't think so.
In one of the films, that'll happen.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
For sure.
Oh, yeah. Maybe in the big old giant 30th anniversary Pokemon. Or we already passed the 30th anniversary? 96? No, that's coming up.
Happy anniversary. What? Oh, we didn't pass it?
Wait, that means I'll be 30.
Wow, Geese, that's rough. Wow. I'm sorry.
There you go, Geese. Taylor, what is your score this week for this episode of Pokemon?
Oh,
we are jumping around.
There were so many missed opportunities with Florigato not giving glares.
Yeah, even an eye roll would have been good.
Oh, it would have been so funny. Fuecoco wasn't stomping along with all the Mankey primates and Annihilapes while they were stomping, even though he has a history.
Fuecoco wasn't stomping. 4 out of 10.
Yeah. Weird intro. I liked it though. It was a fun episode to watch. I'm gonna give it an 8 as well. I think that's a good score.
An 8.
Yeah, okay. Above average. It's good. It's not great.
Yeah. No, it's not great. How do I feel about the Annihilate episode of Pokemon? Oh God, it's.
I will say, while you think that I thought it was gonna be a little bit more build up towards this reveal of this spooky ghost Pokemon.
Me too. I really did too.
Guys, we got Annihilate revealed last week. He was literally in the in-shot. It wasn't even a case of, oh, who's that Pokemon? It's just clearly Annihilate standing there.
Yeah.
Last episode. So I don't think they needed some big reveal. But, yeah, I thought there was going to be more to it, what with the whole thing with Rhyme. But there were some cute moments, and somebody evolved, and it was fun, I guess. So
it was very weird.
For the very first time in the history of Look Listen with Geese Guyera, or Look Listen Cast, if I call it that, we're all going to give this episode an 8.0. Right in the books. What's the actual phrase? Not write it in the books. There's a phrase that means to
let the record state.
What was that, Geese Peep?
Let the record state.
That's not what I'm looking for.
Mark it down. Put it on your stat sheet.
Pat yourself on the back.
Yeah,
That's
give
right.
yourself a pat.
8.0 all around. It's an interesting episode, I guess. Yeah. There's fun moments. Just 8.0. Okay, Geese Peep, how about we go ahead and move on to the wrap-up? People got things to do, places to be. Taylor's got plans.
It's not snapping. Do people clap at each other when they want them to hurry? Is that a thing?
For dogs, maybe.
Normally it's snapping, right?
Oh,
it's come on,
let's go.
Yeah. Come on. Okay, yeah, it's okay.
Because applauding someone.
Yeah. Great job. Right, hurry up. Come on.
All right.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. You can find us at Look Listen Cast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Please like and comment so more people see us. Thank you. Also, thank you to Keith for our artwork. You can find him at twitch.tv/KeithSquared.
Shouts out to Professor Ticklebits for the website.
And mostly the boilerplate.
And thank you to our supporters. You can support us by going to looklistencast.com. There's a link there. Also on all the podcast apps, little guys, there's normally a link that you can support us. Thank you so much. Also, please recommend this podcast to your friends on account of no swear words. Amazingly. Great for grandmas. Great for nephews.
Shout out to the grandmas. Especially Geese's grandma.
Grease's grimace.
Yeah, the Greek grandma for this week's sanctioning.
Please send questions to looklistencast@gmail.com. This week, I'm going to ask you guys a very simple question. Geese Peep, what is your least favorite TV show or movie?
I thought it was just going to be like, what's the difference between good and evil or something?
No. That's not the full question. I'm just asking her that off the bat, and then it leads into the question.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
Something you really don't want to watch.
I will give you an answer of what I think is one of the worst movies. It's called LOL. It has Miley Cyrus in it, and it used to be a joke that in my friends in high school, we would get it from the Red Box, and we would try and finish it, and we could never finish it because it was so bad.
Okay, so would you watch LOL? And you have to pay attention, one time speed, and you are going to be asked questions, so you have to know what's happening. Would you watch LOL 1,000 times, but you are paid $50 for each time you watch? But you don't get any money unless you watch it 1,000 times.
Jesus. Consecutively?
How much money is that altogether?
I don't know, Geese.
It's 50 times 1,000? I don't know, Geese.
Get out a calculator.
We're going to need some...
Get ready on your hands.
For that one.
Come on.
Geese, please tell me you're making a little joke.
What?
50 times 1,000.
Let's do... What's 50 times 1, Geese?
Oh, no. I'm going to have to cut this out.
What's 50
no,
times
keep
1?
it in. 50,000.
Yeah! $50,000.
Hurry it up.
I take it back. I have the actual answer.
She takes it back.
It's Heart of Glass, the movie in which the actors were in real life hypnotized. It's by Werner Herzog.
So you've changed your answer once money became involved?
I'm
sticking with LOL. Would you watch it? Would you watch it 1,000 times?
I would watch LOL 1,000 times, but I could not do Heart of Glass
1,000 times. For $50,000, you couldn't do it?
Wouldn't you get desensitized to it?
I think I would go insane.
Well, wow. Do you have to do it all at once?
What do you mean all at once?
Like, do you have to watch it?
Sleep.
So your day is 100% just...
No, you could go about your life.
You can space it out.
If you want to take years to do this, but I mean, think about it economically. Is it your $50,000 worth more the sooner you can get it?
Yeah. Right? Just watch it like 4 times a day. That's not so bad. Oh, that's a lot. 2 hours.
1,000 divided by 4. This question initially was for some people trying to convince somebody to watch One Piece, and they said, I'm not watching One Piece. And so then we said, what about it's $50 an episode, but you got to watch all of One Piece.
Yeah, One Piece. And the bad thing, so if anybody's looking to watch One Piece, just tell them to watch One Piece. It's a fan edit, and it's so much better than One Piece.
So Geese says no. So what's your least favorite movie? I should have asked Taylor his least favorite movie ahead of time, because now he can cheat and just say his favorite movie because there's money involved.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like my least favorite movie. Oh, yep, I know what it is. It's the only movie I have stopped watching. One movie in my life. Do you know what it is?
Fantastic Four?
No,
that's my answer. From
the In the 2000s. Heart of the Sea.
Wait, the movie about the whale?
Yep.
I watched that movie. What's wrong with the Heart of the Sea?
I was sitting there watching it in apartment, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm thinking, okay, you have, who was in that? It was Chris Hemsworth, that one guy from all the movies, great actor. Tom Holland. I think either Cillian Murphy or Ben Whishaw is in it too. Like, they have a very strong cast.
A stacked cast, they call it.
And the whole time I'm watching it, and I'm like, this is rough. This is a rough movie, and I don't feel like watching it. It's either that or whatever the Denzel Washington, Rami Malek movie was that was also very unenjoyable. They had a similar problem where the cast were amazing, and that just something happened in production where they were like,
let's focus on the whale movie. Would you watch it 1,000 times for $50,000?
I wish I knew what length it was, because I'm not sure what the length is.
Easy to look up. Easy. Heart of the Sea length. Google.com.
You know it's 2.5 hours.
Heart of the Sea
150
length. 2015 historical adventure.
150 minutes. 155 minutes.
122 minutes, so 2 hours.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Wow. All right. My answer is, of course, Fantastic Four from the early 2000s. I would, of course, watch that movie 1,000 times for $50,000.
Yeah, Maria Menounos is in it.
You know how many times you can go to Japan worth $50,000? A number of times. Oh my God.
Yeah, and you just have to give up, 2,000 hours probably?
Sure.
Yeah, I'd do it.
Easy.
You could watch it on the plane.
Ooh.
Make money while making while losing money.
Yeah,
But yeah, think outside the box.
Yeah. And thank you so much, everybody. Please send more questions to looklistencast@gmail.com. Geese, it is time for us to all say goodbye.
Good.
You know what that means? No, not yet, Taylor. Jeez Louise.
Sorry.
You know what that means? When you hear that song, you have to say goodbye. 3 times.
Bye.
Good.
Goodbye.
One more time, Geese.
Goodbye.